Hello, my name is Kelly and I'm going to be showing you how to make the perfect oatmeal sconuts. For those who haven't heard of a sconut, it's a cross between a donut and a scone, and they are delicious. I started baking for fun really young and always had an interest in learning new recipes. I got this recipe in particular from my mom when I was young, and I have loved baking them ever since. So let's get started. All the ingredients that you are going to need for this oatmeal sconut recipe is all-purpose flour, brown sugar, old-fashioned oats, salt, baking powder, a stick of butter, cinnamon sugar, nutmeg, buttermilk, 1 egg, baking soda, and a food processor. First, we are going to set our oven to 425 degrees. Next, we are going to get 2 cups of old-fashioned oats. Once you have your 2 cups of oats, you're going to go ahead and pour them into the food processor. Then we are going to get 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I like to smooth the top out with a knife to make sure that my measurements are exact. Once you have your 2 cups of flour ready to go ahead and pour them into the food processor. Next, we are going to take half a cup of brown sugar. Be sure to use a spoon to push the sugar down so it's tightly packed. Once the brown sugar is tightly packed, then pour it into the food processor. Now we are going to take 2½ teaspoons of baking powder and pour that into the food processor. Then we are going to take half a teaspoon of salt and pour that into the food processor. And now we're going to take a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg and pour it into the food processor. Now that your dry ingredients are in the food processor, go ahead and screw the top on tight. For this part, you are going to pulse the ingredients. Press the button every couple of seconds just to combine the ingredients. After, it should look something like this. Next, we are going to take our stick of butter and cut it into small squares. It's important for this step that the butter is cold. Once you've done that, it should look something like this. Then go ahead and add it to the food processor. Pulse the mixture again until it's combined. It should look something like this, and it's okay if there's chunks. Next, we are going to need 1 measuring cup, buttermilk, and 1 egg. Pour out 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. Once you have poured out the buttermilk, crack the egg into the buttermilk and whisk. After whisking for about a minute, it should look like this. For this next step, you are going to go ahead and turn your food processor on, not pulse it, and slowly pour the buttermilk and egg mixture into the food processor. The dough should be thick and sticky like this. Now take a cookie sheet and your dough and start balling the dough onto the sheet. They should be about medium size, and they do not have to be perfect. It's better if they're lumpy. Then you are going to push down on the top a little bit of the dough because they do rise a lot once they're in the oven. Once you have shaped your dough, you should be able to fit about 9 on the sheet, and they should look something like this. Now Now for the fun part. Sprinkle some cinnamon sugar onto your sconuts before popping them in the oven. Feel free to put as much or as little as you want. Now it's time to pop them in the oven for 15 to 17 minutes. I usually go right in the middle. Once your sconuts are a little bit golden brown, they're ready to be taken out of the oven. Let them cool for a couple minutes, and there you have it, the perfect oatmeal sconuts. Thanks for watching!